People look at aggressive skaters as being unsafe and doing irrational things, but in reality, they are the most safe skaters because they are very self-aware. They only do things what they 100% know that they can do, and even if they don't succeed, they have a plan B. This mindset should be the mindset of any recreational skater out there. So if you are a recreational skater and you want to improve on your skating skill, this series that I'm going to do now is especially for you, because I'm going to build on your self-confidence and on your safety, which is good for any skater out there. In this series, I'll introduce you to what aggressive skating is, why it's beneficial for everybody, what is an aggressive skate and what sets it apart from different skates, what level as a skater you should have when you start aggressive skating, and also what I'm going to teach you in the rest of this series, because we're going to do a whole YouTube playlist full with episodes of all the different facets of aggressive skating. Also in this video I'm going to do what the first steps and the first tips are going to be for you as a beginning aggressive skater, because there's some basic fundamentals that everybody gets wrong in the beginning, and it will help you to not do that by watching this video. It's really clear what is aggressive skating. That's when you skate in the skate park, and if you're super good, that's obviously aggressive skating. And it's really clear what is not aggressive skating. That's when you're just a beginner, you're just skating on the streets or in like a park or something like that. But there's something in between, and I want to guide you through the process of becoming a good aggressive skater. So you have to go through the in-between process first. Does it start to become aggressive skating? It's a good question. Like for example, if you do a 360 on recreational skates, are you then aggressive skating? I'm not sure if the answer is to the question, but let's first look at the hardware. The skates that I'm wearing here have small wheels and they're made to grind on. That is an aggressive skate. So grinding is for sure a part of aggressive skating. Grinding is of course sliding over rails like this, and you need to have like a big plastic block in between your middle wheels, and you have a sole plate on the side of your skate, and on those you can stand like this, or you can stand like this in a lot of different foot positions. So grinding is for sure a part of aggressive skating, but doing gaps, jumping, spinning, flowing through the park is also part of aggressive skating. One other complication is that, for example, bowl skating is also definitely a part of aggressive skating, but some bowl skating tricks like carving and cruising through the bowl can actually be done better on normal freestyle skates. So the answer to the question is not a clear-cut one. I think in essence, aggressive skaters challenge themselves, but I also think in essence all recreational or freestyle skaters should challenge themselves. I think in essence aggressive skaters are always safe because they know how to fall. But I also think freestyle and recreational skaters, or urban skaters, or whatever you want to call it, should also always be safe. So that's why I also think that aggressive skating is so important for everybody to learn, because that actually should be your first mindset, to be safe, to have a plan B, and to be self-confident, to only do what you know that you can do, and to gradually build on your skill set in small little incremental steps, especially through play. Because play is the most important part of skating, because that's how you get better. So what is aggressive skating? It's awesome, and we're gonna do it in this series. Next question is, what level should you have when you start aggressive skating? Well, again, I think it's fundamental to have these mindset of what aggressive skating is, also for other parts of skating. So it's not necessary particularly to have a fundamental level, but it would be good, of course, if you know how to like move on skates, accelerate on skates, brake on skates, if you know how to skate backwards a little bit, if you know the braking techniques and the stopping techniques, and especially if you know the falling techniques. The most important part that you should know is the right posture on skates, because a lot of beginners, they stand like this, and you should always stand low, of course, on your skates like this. All of these things like the right posture and the falling techniques we're going to discuss in this video series as well. The braking and stopping techniques we're not going to do in this video series. So if you want to touch on those, we have a different playlist on our YouTube, and it's called How to Start with Inline Skating. If you want to get the right gear, like aggressive skates, then we have a buyer's guide on our website, a video about aggressive skates, like what to know when you buy aggressive skates. And we have 3 stores right now. We have a store in Antwerp, which is brand new, so I'm super proud of that. We have a store in Berlin, and we have a store in Amsterdam. So you're always welcome to come past our stores and try on all the skates, because skates have a personal fit, and you should really try them on in store and see how they feel. So you're welcome to come to one of our stores and meet us there and have the best fit check, because you can try everything. Regarding protection, we're gonna do a video about falling techniques and we're gonna touch on protection there. So if you wanna know what protection to get, keep following this playlist, and in one of the next videos we'll touch on that. The things that we're gonna learn in this video series is, of course, like falling, which I already touched on. But one thing that skaters don't really talk about, but all the skaters know this, is how to use your imagination and your photographic capabilities of your memory. You have to visualize your trick before you do it. And the better you are at visualizing your trick, the better you are at doing your trick. We're gonna learn how to push in the half pipe. We're gonna learn how to ride backwards, forwards. We're gonna learn how to spin, how to twist the body like this. We're gonna learn how to squat, how to get down to the ground. And I'm gonna treat you guys as a total beginner. But all these tips are also good for more advanced skaters. I bet that I can teach any of the OGs still a thing or two just by making them conscious of these factors. Because I'm gonna break down the teachings into the fundamental aspects of skating. And for example, for the 360, there's a specific way of twisting your body to making it easier. And just being conscious of that will make you a better skater. So this series is good for beginner skaters, but it's definitely also something that the advanced skaters also should look into, because it can improve everybody, I think. Then we're gonna do grinds. We're gonna do gaps or landing tricks. Grinds has a lot of, because it's so fundamental for aggressive skating, it has a lot of different subjects. One of them is balance. The other one is leaning into your grinds. The other one is having the right angle of your skates. So having the right foot positions is another one. So there's so many different ways of placing your foot. And then the next one is the form or the body tension. These are the fundamental parts that you should learn. And then if you do those, you'll be an expert in grinding. So let's start with the fundamentals of aggressive skating. And that is the body posture. You can see aggressive skaters always leaning on their toes. And you can do that in two ways. So you can either stand like this. This is a very common way to showcase this posture. But especially for beginners, they cannot hold this position for very long, because the lower back, that's also one of the places you're gonna get sore muscles probably. The lower back is just not strong enough to maintain that position. So it's called knees over toes. And whenever I say this to beginning skaters in a class, they find it really hard to get what I'm saying. So if you're saying to somebody, put your knees over toe, firstly, often they don't understand what you mean. And then when they do it, and then I say, no, you need to do it more, they get lower with their shoulders. And then I say, no, you need to have your knees more over your toes. They usually get even lower with the shoulders. But you don't have to stand like this at all. It's just important to actually do this. You see this? This part. This is the only part that matters here. So have your knees as much forward and your ankle flexed like this. But you can actually stand like this with your upper body entirely straight. You see that? Right now, my ankle is bent, but my upper body is straight like this. And if you're in this position, your lower back is just relaxed. And like this, you can maintain this position, maintain skating for a longer period. Otherwise, you'll be just too exhausted. And you just never want to be with your knees over your heel. It's just super dangerous, and you're really not agile in it. And you're also not ready to fall. You should always be ready to fall. That's the most important thing. When you're aggressive skating, the ground is your friend. When you're skating in general, it doesn't matter if you're aggressive skating. And the ground is static in a way. The ground treats you as you treat the ground. If you see the ground as your enemy, it's going to be the worst enemy that you ever had. Because it's always there to taunt you and to hurt you. But if you see the ground as your friend, it's always there to help you. And it's going to be the best friend that you ever had. So it's your perception of the ground that's going to impact your skating. If you're going to be afraid of the ground and you're going to tap dance, you're gonna fall super hard. And maybe 9 out of the 10 times you're gonna tap dance yourself out of a bad situation and you'll end up fine. But 1 out of the 10 times you cannot save yourself with tap dancing, and then it will make you fall extra hard. While if you would have not tap danced, but you would have just gone to your friend as quickly as possible, then you're safe and you can no longer fall. So you always have to be ready to fall, and the lower you are at the ground, the safer you are. So if you feel unsafe at any moment, just go down as quickly as possible, go to your friend, and then you're safe. Look at me now. I'm doing my foot into a scissor stance, and this is a very common stance. A lot of people do it, and a lot of people give the advice to stand like this. With normal recreational skating, if you're just cruising a little bit, it's good to stand in this posture, because then if there's a bad road, you can deal with the bad road. But normally in a skate park, the ground's really smooth and you don't need it. If you stand in a scissor position, you cannot get down deeper than this. If you have your foot next to each other, you can get down deeper than this. And for the falling techniques, you need to have your foot next to each other to go to the mermaid or the proposal or the rock star technique. The scissor technique is really good for recreational skating, but for aggressive skating, when you really want to be mermaid ready, ready to do the mermaid, then it's maybe good to have them a little bit in front of each other, but not too much, definitely not too much. And in general, have them just normally sideways is the best to be able to catch yourself. Okay, so that's the stance, that's the position that you skate in. What to do with your hands when aggressive skating? Now you know what to do with your feet. Next topic is the hands. In general, your hands don't do anything. Of course they do some stuff. Later on we're gonna touch on what they do. Haha. But they're definitely not swinging. You just wanna have your hands stable, okay? In the beginning, have your elbows in your side and just hold your hands here. Have them ready to catch your fall. That's the primary function, okay? So be ready to go to the ground. Just have your hands here. They shouldn't you shouldn't swing, skate like this. Keep your balance with skating, just have them stable. The last topic that I want to touch on, which are the most transitional things if you go from recreational skating to aggressive skating, is that you prepare for the trick and you process the trick afterwards. So let's say I'm gonna do a 360. I go skate, 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 skate. Then I roll for 2 seconds. Then I'll do the 360, I'll roll again, I'll evaluate how my trick was, and then I'll go skate, okay? So a common thing that you see recreational skaters, or like beginner skaters do that gonna do some tricks, is that they just go skate, 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 then they're gonna try a trick, and then they keep on skating without the preparation time and without the processing time afterwards. So this is a common theme in all aggressive skating tricks. Just watch a lot of videos on aggressive skating. Make sure you have a favorite aggressive skater. Follow aggressive skaters on YouTube, on Instagram. Guys like Jaro Frein or Levi van Rijn or Jill Buels. Those top level guys, which are this is all team riders. Follow them, admire them, learn from their style. But you don't have to do the same tricks, but there's like subtle nuances like that preparation time that you'll see those guys doing that you can already adapt yourself. Okay, I'm Ivo, of course. I'm from This Is All Skate Shop. We have 3 skate shops. We have a web shop, so if you want to get some gear, if you want to get some skates, you can do it there. But also we have a skate school here in Amsterdam. There's a skate school in Antwerp as well, called Skate Heaven. And in Berlin, where we have a store as well, there's also a skate school called Berlinliner. So if you want to get some lessons, reach out to one of those locations or find a local skate school in your neighborhood and get some lessons. If you want to learn more online, of course, check out this YouTube series because it's going to be amazing. I'm going to break down everything into little pieces, build it up gradually from there again so that it's processable for you in really small steps. So I'm super excited. I see this a little bit as a heritage thing because I thought so much about aggressive skating and teaching aggressive skating because I've been doing it since I was 16. I've been teaching aggressive skating since I'm 16. So I'm super proud to finally put that knowledge out there here on YouTube. So I hope you like it and I hope you want to follow me in this journey. See you guys in the next video and good luck practicing.